Hi children, welcome to my channel Easy Learning. So today I will be dealing with the topic transportation in the chapter life process. Previously the two videos already I have uploaded, that is based on respiration, and the other one it is nutrition. So in the description box the link is given for that particular video. So today I will be dealing with transportation, that is the third life process in the first chapter of biology 10th standard science. Okay. So here in this part also the very important areas you have to concentrate for the board exam, that only I will be discussing here in this particular video. So first regarding the definition of transportation. Transportation means the life process in which the substance which is absorbed in one part of the body, it is being transported to the other part of the body. That is the main or simple definition for the process transportation. Transportation is the life process in which the substance which is absorbed in the body of one part of that organism is transported to the other part of the body. So that is what is meant by transportation. So here also in this part also we will be dealing with how the transportation process takes place in plants and how the transportation process takes place in animals. So first regarding in the case of plants, how the transportation takes place in plants. In that, the most important part you have to concentrate is only based on what are the two main transport systems in plants. Already you have studied in earlier classes regarding the two terms. One it is the xylem and the other one it is the phloem. So, the xylem and phloem are the two main transporting systems which is present in plants. So, in that you have to know regarding the main function. So, it is a 2-mark question. It is always repeated in the board exam. And the function of xylem and phloem. You should know regarding the two terms, that is xylem and phloem. These are the two conducting tissues. Another term for them it is conducting tissues. Okay. So, this is the transport medium in the plant. So, xylem. What does xylem transport? The xylem transport water and minerals. So, this is the main function of xylem. Xylem transport water and minerals to all parts of the plant. And what does the phloem transport? Phloem transport the food which is prepared by the leaves in the plant. So, from the leaf, the food should be transported to each and every part of the plant. So, that particular process it is done by phloem. So, these are the main important areas where you have to concentrate under transportation in plants. One it is the xylem and the other one it is the phloem. These are the two conducting tissues or the transport system which is present in plants. The main function of xylem it is water and minerals it is transporting, and the main function of phloem it is food is transporting. Okay. So among the xylem part, you know regarding the elements of xylem and elements of phloem, already you have studied in 9th standard regarding that. So in 10th standard you have to study only about the xylem vessels and the trachees, the two elements of the xylem, that is the xylem vessels and trachees. Under xylem vessels, there is one important area you have to concentrate where always the question comes. That is, in the case of, you know that the water is transported from the root, then it is passing through the stem and then it is reaching the leaves. Okay, but when the water it has been reaching the leaves also, the pressure at the top of the xylem vessels in the leaves, it is always less compared to the pressure at the bottom. So here, you know that the roots is at the bottom part and the leaves is at the topmost part, isn't it? So, the pressure at the top of the xylem vessels in the leaves, it is less. And the pressure at the bottom, it is more. Why the pressure is less at the top of the xylem vessels in the leaves? That is the question which is frequently asked in the board exam. Why is the pressure at the top of the xylem vessels of the leaves is reduced or always less? Why? Because the pressure, it is less due to the process of transpiration. This is 1-mark question it is. It is due to transpiration. The pressure at the topmost part of the xylem vessels in the leaves, it is less due to the process known as transpiration. What is transpiration? The water is removed or water is lost in the plants or from the leaves in the form of vapor. Continuously the water it has been lost in the form of vapor by the evaporation process in the plants. That also you have already studied in 6th standard regarding the transpiration process. Okay. So, by the process of transpiration only, the xylem vessels which is present at the topmost part of the leaf, the pressure is always less, and the bottom it is always more. Why the bottom, the pressure it is always more, and why, how the water is continuously moving, the upward movement of the water, how it is being done in the plants. Transpiration means the evaporation of water from the leaves in the form of vapor. That is known as transpiration. And how the transpiration helps in the upward movement of water in the plants. That is another important 2-mark question or give reason question which is always repeatedly asked in the board exam. How transpiration helps in the upward movement of the plant. So, we have told that already the water is continuously lost from the leaves, isn't it? So, when there is a continuous loss of water from the leaves, then a suction pull arises. A suction pull arises from the bottom which helps from the water to move upwards and it reaches the leaves. Continuously the water is lost by this particular process. So, that is how the transpiration helps in the upward movement of water in the plants. So, these are the areas which you have to concentrate under transportation in plants. Okay, now we will move on to how the transportation process it takes place in animals. In that, mainly you have to learn about the blood because the circulatory system is present there in the animals which help to transport the substances, whatever it is present inside. For example, the digested food or the oxygen, each and everything to reach each and every cells of the body, it is being done with the help of the circulatory system. And in the circulatory system, the medium is the blood which transport the substances. So, before we going to the important part under transportation in animals, we should know regarding the components of the blood. That is always an MCQ question or a 2-mark question. Main the components of the blood. The components of the blood it is only the terms you should know. One it is the plasma. Second one it is the RBC. That is the red blood cells or red blood corpuscles. And third one it is the WBC. That is the white blood cells or white blood corpuscles. And fourth one it is the platelets. So, these are the main components of blood. Okay. Components of blood. So, plasma, RBC, WBC and platelet. These are the main components of blood. This you have to know all these terms because it either come for 1-mark question or MCQ. Okay. So, it is always repeated. So, you should know it. Next is regarding the function of the blood. What are the main functions of the blood? So, when we tell regarding the functions of the blood, it consists of 3 main functions. One it is the transport of substances. The transport of substances. All the substances. For example, it may be digested food, then it may be oxygen, then carbon dioxide is released out. All the hormones, whatever it is present, that is for all the metabolic activities, whatever things is needed for the body, everything it is being transported by the blood. So, that is the first function of the blood, transport of substances. Then, second function it is, it protects the body against diseases. Protect against diseases. So, that is the second function of the blood, protects the body against diseases. You know that WBC is one of the component of the blood which helps in protecting our body from pathogens or disease causing germs. Okay, we are not getting the disease frequently, isn't it? So, due to the presence of WBC, it is protecting against diseases. So, that is another function of the blood. And the third function it is, it regulates the body temperature. It regulates the body temperature. So, these are the 3 main functions of blood. So, function of the blood is also very, very important. It is a 3-mark question which is always repeated in the board exam. So, you have to concentrate. Okay. So, the function of the blood it is transport of substances, then protect against diseases and regulates the body temperature. So, under the transportation in animals, we have told about the components of blood, and second one it is main part which you have to know it is the function of the blood. Okay. Next it is under the transportation system. You should know regarding the organ heart. The heart is a muscular organ which is present inside our body, slightly tilted towards the left side of the chest cavity, isn't it? In the chest cavity, it is present, it is slightly tilted towards the left side, and it is a muscular organ. It has got how many chambers? 4 chambers are there. 2 auricles and 2 ventricles. So, you should know the diagram perfectly. The diagram of heart is very, very important. You should know all the parts. That is, it has got 4 main chambers. 2 veins are present there. One it is the superior vena cava and the other one it is the pulmonary vein. And 2 main arteries are there in the heart. One it is the pulmonary artery and the other one it is the aorta. So, these are the main parts, and all the 4 chambers, that is the left side of the heart and right side of the heart, it is separated by septum. There you should know one question it comes. 2 mark question. What is the main function of septum? So, septum is a very important part which is present in heart. So, what is the main function of septum? Septum means it prevents in mixing the deoxygenated and oxygenated blood. So, the left side of the heart contains the oxygenated blood and the right side of the heart contains deoxygenated blood, that is the impure blood. Okay. So, it prevents it from mixing. So, that is the main function. It is always important. It is the frequently asked question for board exam. The function of septum. So, when we talk about the human circulatory system, what are the main blood vessels which is present in the human circulatory system? That is also an important 1 mark question. What is the main blood vessels? So, first one it is the arteries. Second one it is the veins. And third one it is the capillaries. Arteries, veins and capillaries. So, these are the 3 main blood vessels in the human circulatory system. Okay. So, in that, arteries and veins, among the arteries, these arteries are considered to be thick-walled blood vessels. The arteries are thick-walled blood vessels. And why the arteries are thick-walled blood vessels? It is always repeated for board exam. Why the arteries are thick-walled? Because the blood is passing through the arteries at high pressure through the heart. Okay. The blood is passing through the arteries at high pressure. That is why the arteries are having thick walled. So, this is very, very important. That particular point you have to remember. Why the arteries are thick walled. Veins are thin walled. Okay. The veins are thin walled because the pressure at the low pressure only the blood is transferred or transported through the veins. The pressure is less. So, that is why the veins are thin walled. And what is the capillaries? The capillaries are the junction in which connects the arteries and veins. That is known as the capillary. They are very tiny thin blood vessels. So, they connect the arteries and the veins. So, main function of capillaries it helps in transporting all the materials from the arteries to the veins. So, all the substances it has been transported with the help of this capillaries. Okay, so that is the function of capillaries. Among these 3, this particular point which I have discussed regarding arteries, why it is thick walled. So, that you should always remember because it is frequently asked for board exam. So, that is regarding the blood vessels in the blood circulatory system. Then, when you come up to again the features of that is the structure of the heart. Already, all the parts already I have told. The upper chamber it is known as the auricle. The lower chamber it is known as the ventricle. So, 4 chambers are there and the vena cava is there. The main vein, they are the vena cava, superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava is present. That is in the right side of the heart. Then left side, it contains the pulmonary vein and then from the left ventricle arises the aorta and the right ventricle arises the pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood and aorta carries oxygenated blood. So, the main artery which is present inside the heart, it is the aorta which carries the oxygenated blood from the heart to all parts of the body. Okay, so that is regarding the structure. So, you should know all the parts in detail, the terms, the names of each and every part because the diagram you have to label the parts. So diagram you should be thorough. The diagram of the heart. For example, I have told regarding when we are explaining about the structure of the heart, the septum. So function of the septum. So like that the question will arise. So you should know each and every part and its function. Concentrate when you are reading that particular part. Okay. So then next we move on to the blood pressure and heartbeat. So regarding the heartbeat, what is the normal heartbeat of a person? It is 72 to 80 times per minute. So 72 to 80 times per minute is the normal heartbeat of a person. Okay, the normal heartbeat. It is equal to same as what? It is equal to pulse rate also. Pulse rate is also same. Okay, so heartbeat is 72 to 80 times per minute. What is the instrument which is used to know the heartbeat? That is stethoscope. The doctors will use the stethoscope in order to know the heartbeat. Okay, so regarding the heartbeat. Next is blood pressure. BP we will tell, isn't it? Blood pressure. So in that, two it is there. One it is the systolic pressure and the other one it is the diastolic pressure. Systolic and diastolic. Systolic pressure means it is the maximum pressure at which the heart pumps the blood during the contraction phase. Because when we are telling regarding the heart, the size of the heart is of a clenched fist, isn't it? So this clenched fist, it will be contracting and relaxing, contracting and relaxing. So during the contraction phase, the heart is pumping the maximum. So the maximum pressure at which the heart pumps the blood during the contraction phase, it is known as the systolic pressure. Okay, and the diastolic pressure, it is the minimum pressure at which the heart, it releases the blood during the relaxation phase. So when it has been contracting, that is when the auricle contracts, the oxygenated blood move to the left ventricle, isn't it? It is contracting. Then this ventricle is contracting. Then with a high pressure, the blood, it is being transported through aorta, isn't it? So when the blood, it is being moving through the aorta, that is the main artery, it will be moving to each and every blood vessel. It will be reaching to each and every part of the body also. So that minimum pressure, that is the lowest pressure, the low pressure or the minimum pressure at which the blood is passed during the relaxation phase of the heart. That is known as the diastolic pressure. So this is the minimum pressure and the other one, it is the maximum pressure. This you should know very well. What is meant by systolic pressure and what is meant by diastolic pressure. And the values of the systolic and diastolic pressure it is, that is the value of blood pressure it is 120/80 mmHg. So this is the normal blood pressure rate of a person. Normally it is 120/80. But when it is more, that is during in the old people and all, it may go up to 140/90. Okay. But there is a certain condition where the pressure it will be high. That is when it reaches to 150, 160 and all. That particular condition it is known as hypertension. So at that time what will happen? Due to high pressure, the capillaries, that is the arteries or the blood vessels, it ruptures, it breaks and then the internal bleeding it will start. And sometimes due to this internal bleeding, it may result in the death of the person also. Okay, so that is the condition known as hypertension. It may reach more than 160. Then it is highly dangerous condition. So that is regarding blood pressure. So under blood pressure, you have to remember regarding what is meant by systolic pressure, diastolic pressure and normal BP rate. And what is the instrument to know the blood pressure which the doctor used? That is sphygmomanometer. Sphygmomanometer is the instrument which is used by the doctors to know the blood pressure of a person. Okay, so the terms you have to remember. The important, it is only the important areas I am covering. I am not going in detail regarding the whole transport system. Only these areas which I have discussed, you have to concentrate for the board exam, because always the questions are repeated in only in these areas. Among that, you should know the diagram also. That I am stressing that particular point. You should study the diagram of each and everything in biology in the concerned chapters wherever diagram is available. Okay, so here next we will move on to one more system is present there inside the body of human being along with the this circulatory system, that is the lymphatic system. Lymphatic system. Here the medium is lymph. Lymph is, in that lymphatic system, you should learn only the function of the lymph. That is, what are the main functions of the lymph? Because there is another one more system along with the blood circulatory system in human beings. The main medium in lymphatic system, it is the lymph. So, regarding the functions of lymph, what is meant by lymph means it is a just yellow color, light yellowish color fluid which is similar to that of plasma. It contains large protein molecules and digested fat also it is present. Okay, so main functions of lymphs, that is very important. It is a 3-mark question which is always repeated in board exam. So, main function, one it is, it helps in the nutritive process of the body. Nutritive process. So, how can you explain that the nutritive process? Because it helps in transportation of the digested fat and the large protein molecules. That is how it is reaching to each and every part of the body. Okay, so that is how it helps in nutritive process. Then it protects the body against diseases. It protects the body against diseases. How means? Of lymphocyte. Lymphocyte is a one type of white blood cells. It is present in lymph nodes. Okay, in lymph nodes the lymphocytes is present there. So, with the help of the lymphocytes, it protects the body. It kills the germs which is present inside our body, disease causing germ. And the last function it is, it helps in removing the waste product. Removes waste product. It removes waste product how? Because the dead cells, the fragments of dead cells and all, it is not at all needed for our body. So, that and all it is removed with the help of this lymph. So, these are the 3 main functions of lymph. It is very important. 3-mark question it is. It helps in the nutritive process. It protects the body from diseases and it removes the waste product. That is fragments of dead cells. So, that is regarding the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system, the main medium is the lymph. What are the main parts? The lymph capillaries, lymph vessels, lymph nodes and lymph. So, these are the 4 main parts under lymphatic system. And the function, all the 3 function you should concentrate. The very important part which is involved in this particular topic, that is regarding the human blood circulatory system. It is also known as the double circulatory system. Why it is known as double circulatory system? So, you know that double circulatory system means the blood is traveling twice through the heart to complete one cycle. In order to complete one cycle, the blood it is traveling twice through the heart. So, there are 2 types of circulation. One it is the pulmonary circulation and the other one it is the systemic circulation. Pulmonary circulation means the blood travels from the heart to the lungs and then back to the heart. Okay, so that is pulmonary circulation. And systemic circulation means the blood from the heart to all parts of the body and then back to the heart. That is systemic circulation. So, these 2 together forms the double circulatory system in the human beings. So, this double circulatory system is a very frequently asked question for board exam. So, you have to concentrate why the human circulatory system it is called as the double circulatory system. Justify the statement or comment on it. Just like that the questions may arise. It may come for 3-mark question. Okay. So, you should concentrate in that particular area. Along with that, just for information I will tell regarding all the 4-chambered animals, 4-chambered heart animals, that is the animals or the organism all are having 4-chambered heart, will be having double circulatory system. And this 3-chambered heart, especially the reptiles and all, they also have double circulatory system, but here the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood is mixed together because It has got 2 auricles and only 1 ventricle. So, even though they are having double circulatory system, the blood it has been mixed in this particular organism. And another one type of organism it is mainly regarding the 2-chambered heart organism. And this regarding this 3-chambered heart, reptiles and all these organisms, they are known as cold-blooded animals. Why? Because their body temperature they can change according to the change in the environment. But we people, we cannot change our body temperature according to the change. If the outside in the environment, if it is cold, the body is not becoming, the temperature of our body is not getting reduced, isn't it? But here, in these reptiles and all, they have the capacity to change the body temperature according to the change in the environment. That is why they are known as cold-blooded organism. We are known as warm-blooded organism. And this 2-chambered heart organism, for example, simple example is the fish. For them, only 1 auricle and 1 ventricle is there. And here, only single circulation takes place in this type of organism. That is only for information purpose I have told. But here, regarding why the human circulatory system, it is known as double circulatory system. That is a very, very important question which is frequently asked for board exam. So, already I have covered all the important areas in this particular life process, that is transportation. And here, once again, I will just recall only what I have told today in this particular video. One, it is regarding the definition of transportation, then the transportation in plants, the 2 conducting tissues, xylem and phloem, its function, and what is the main process which is taking place for the less pressure which is taking place at the topmost part of the leaf, that is due to transpiration, and how this transpiration process helps in the upward movement of water in the plant. So, that is a very important 2-mark question. Next is regarding the transportation in animals. We have told about the components of blood, all the 4 main components. Then we have told about the functions of blood. It is a 3-mark question, very, very important it is. And then the 3 main blood vessels which is present there, that is arteries, vein and capillaries. In that, the most important it is why the arteries are thick walled, because at high pressure the blood it is been passing through the arteries. That is why it is thick walled. Another, when I have told all the structures, that is all the parts of the heart, in that one of the most important part, it is the septum. So, what is the main function of septum? It helps in preventing the mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Then comes the heartbeat. So, what is the normal rate of heartbeat? What is the instrument which is used to know the heartbeat? That is stethoscope. And next topic it is blood pressure. In that, most important it is the 2 types of blood pressure, that is the systolic pressure, and the other one it is the diastolic pressure. The normal value of the blood pressure is 120/80, which is the instrument which is used to know, that is sphygmomanometer. And next, just like human circulatory system, one more system it is there in the human being, that is known as the lymphatic system. Here the lymph is the fluid or the medium which the substances are transported. In that, the most important thing it is regarding the function of the lymph. 3 main functions are there. That 3 main function is very, very important. It will come for 3-mark question, nutritive process, protect the body against diseases and remove the waste products. So, another one more important part which I have discussed it is why the human circulatory system, it is known as the double circulatory system, because the blood passes through the heart twice to complete 1 cycle. That is the 2 circulation. One it is the pulmonary circulation and the other one it is the systemic circulation. So, these are the topics or the areas which you have to concentrate more in under transportation process. Okay. So, I hope you all have understood. And regarding this particular topic, all the areas I have covered, important areas, because only these areas you have to concentrate more, you will get maximum marks in that particular topic. So, I guarantee that you will get 100% marks if you go through all these parts in under this topic, transportation. So, I hope all have understood. Do subscribe my channel. Okay. And all the remaining 2 courses, it is given in the link is given in the description box based on respiration, and the other one it is the nutrition. Okay. Then thank you.